Okay, this is the Common Council meeting to be held on Tuesday, June 21st, 2022 at 7 p.m. The meeting is called to order. Would you please call the roll?
Just have a bit of a delay here. Alderperson Collins.
Present.
Alderperson Bailey.
Present.
Alderperson Kastner.
Present.
Alderperson Akers.
Present.
Alderperson Sarian.
Present.
Okay, just before we go to the opening prayer, I'm wearing a mask tonight, so I just went through the COVID protocol. I had it a couple weeks ago, and then I was quarantined, and yesterday was the last day I was supposed to wear a mask, but as a courtesy, I've offered masks to Shirley and to Jennifer, and anybody else that wants them, feel free to get one. I'm supposed to be past the part of contagiousness, but I wanted to make sure that,
I usually wear a mask when I have a cold sore.
do you?
Yeah, just so no one
It's
sees it.
best.
I
Yeah.
don't remember you offering me a mask.
So if I'm mumbling or I'm not wearing my glasses because they'd fog up and all that stuff, so, all right? Okay, item B is opening prayer. We have Deacon Leggett here this evening.
Let us pray. Most gracious and loving God, we come before you on this hot summer day and evening, asking for your blessings on this common council. They have gathered this evening to address the matters that are before them. We ask for your guidance on them so that they do what is best for the citizens of this community whom they represent. We continue to pray for peace in Ukraine. May God's divine spirit look after and protect those citizens through these most trying times. And loving God, we continue to pray for those who have been affected by this COVID pandemic and that they find relief. Please watch over our citizens as they enjoy this time of vacations and grant them safe travels. Heavenly Father, we make this prayer to you, for you are indeed the giver of all good things. Continue to send your blessings on all of us. Amen.
Amen. Item C is the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please join me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving along. Item D, I'd entertain a motion to approve the May 17th Common Council minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Alderperson Bailey, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Kastner, I think. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item E is approval of the May 31st, 2022 Special Common Council minutes. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve?
By Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers, all in favor?
Can I get a clarification? Do you actually have to be at the meeting to vote on the minutes? No?
It's entirely up to the individual member. Some people are comfortable doing it, some are not. By Robert's rules, if you don't verbally say anything, then you're just deemed to have voted with the majority. And so that's a way that some people do it as well. Or you can abstain. It's really up to you and what you're comfortable with.
Some of the committees have a hard time because they got alternates and others, and then there may not be enough to vote on the next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, generally what I see is that folks who are not at a meeting will not be the one that makes the motion necessarily, but they'll vote along in those circumstances, figuring that the people that have made the motion are okay with it, so we're going to go along with it.
You can watch it on YouTube as well,
You
actually.
do that too, yes.
Typically, the minutes will say that the person voting was excused from the meeting, so you'd be affirming that you were excused too, potentially. Right?
I'm confused by
Pretend
that
you weren't at
question.
a meeting and then,
I thought you couldn't.
right?
If you weren't at the meeting, you can still, what I just got is you can still vote on the minutes.
Right, because the minutes would reflect that you were probably excused from the meeting,
Correct.
so.
But you acknowledge that they were done correctly, is all you're doing.
Right. Okay.
Good to know.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Alderperson Cassidy abstains?
I actually said aye. Aye.
Oh, just kidding. That was a
You're just
joke.
giving me a hard time, huh?
I can't tell with the mask, can you?
No, you
No.
can't.
I should do this more often. All right, cool. F, Mayor's Report. The biggest thing with the Mayor's Report is we had the car show at Kawiki. I'm not sure if we reported on that. That was extremely well attended. Want to thank the Greater Greenfield Lions Club for doing that. Alderperson Collins was there doing the 50-50 raffle. They're auditing her now because apparently there's some money missing.
Oh, excuse me.
But it seems that a lot of tickets,
No, they made,
they
I
did.
think, more with the 50-50 than they ever made. So
Yeah.
Denise and
It was a
I,
great car
the
show.
other Denise, were doing the 50-50.
Yep, and we had Jansen Fest that we really didn't talk too much about, did we? Since
No.
I don't think so. That was a great success, I think, too, especially Sunday night.
Yes.
And we have the Britons tonight at the amphitheater,
the
celebrating
park-
Renee Vanislow's retirement from the city in the Parks Department. So if anybody can stop by and wish her well, that would be great. Last year, we had a couple thousand people at the Britons.
I can tell you that the neighborhood is lit up. It is,
Yeah,
it is
and there's
packed
cars
and
parked.
jammed and
Holy cow, on a night like tonight.
they are, they're, Jeff and I were talking about it. They're in the old mini golf parking lot. They're up and down the street.
Basket.
They're in our neighborhood. They're in our alleys.
Are they actually parking in the mini golf parking lot?
Yes.
Because historically, you couldn't, so that was.
They are. They
That was
are
a-
parked
That's a
there.
good thing. Okay, so that's a good thing. There's a lot of great stuff coming up.
They were also parked there for, you missed an event that happened Saturday at the park. The Touch a Truck,
I
which
was
was,
just going to bring that up. I
Touch a
had
Truck
gone
was
to
there. I
that.
couldn't go to Touch a Truck because of the COVID thing. I did drive by it a couple times, received a couple emails from people that said it was just a wonderful event. Milwaukee Reddit asked about the military vehicle that was there, and some pretty sarcastic, snide comments about why we need something like that. You always feel like saying, well, in the event you ever need it, you'll be glad we have it, right? But
I think we've helped them out with it in the past. Haven't we helped them with that in the past?
so it's kind of the kind of vehicle that you want to have in the event that there's a riot. So we helped some of the neighboring communities when they had some difficult circumstances impacting their community. The whole idea is to keep people safe and protected by it, not to use it as some kind of offensive assault weapon, right?
Did we get that out into the Obama administration?
I don't remember if,
I think
I
it was
think
the
that
Obama.
was, I think that was military surplus during the Obama administration. It might have been Bush. The vehicle was provided to us for free. We did put money into it. We put battery money and tire money into it for sure. And we painted it, and most of that stuff was in kind and donated to by a bunch of folks and the resources and talent that we have in our DPW, so. Okay, any aldermanic reports? Yeah, go,
Just,
sure,
I wanted
yeah.
to further talk about our Touch a Truck. It reminded, I ran into people and it reminded a lot of people of like back when my kids were little and other people's, because they were there with their grandkids now, but dozer days. I used to take my kids there all the time with Hillcrest, used to always have the dozer days, and it was very much like that. And I just wanted to say a shout out, I was really impressed. Apparently, Trevor came up with the idea of it, because in his city, they had something similar. So he brought that from Park and Rec. Him and Morgan kind of worked on it, and
Yeah.
Morgan is a little go-getter. But what's so nice that I just wanted to really report on, that I thought was awesome, is how the departments, the leadership in DPW, police, fire, and Park and Rec, and how they all work together. And that's basically how our city works really well together. And I just wanted to point that out. That was just super. And then after a little over an hour, Lou Maniaci's was there selling pizza. They ran out.
Illuminati's.
Yeah, that's it, I'm sorry. And,
Yeah, yeah,
wrong
that's
Italian
okay,
guy.
that's okay.
Sorry. Anyhow,
Yours
yeah,
was,
they
yours
kept
was the
having,
Southern Italy
they
pronunciation.
had to keep going and getting more pizza.
Yeah. No, it was
And
extremely
At one
well
point,
timed.
they had to say that they were closing it early because the store was running out of pizza to serve their customers.
It was so amazingly well
That good.
attended, yeah.
It was that good, the event, because they were there in a truck. So I want to
So
say,
just so everybody knows too, that it's also, while it's being used as a way to get younger people involved in that kind of stuff at a young age, it's also being used as a current recruitment tool, because we're having an incredibly difficult time.
reminds me I should turn mine off because mine's going to start doing
been
that.
silent.
What's going on?
Set it-
I don't have mine on. Heat warning?
Or Amber Alert.
I was going to say Amber Alert.
All right,
All right.
all right, cool.
I just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
That was cool. Any announcements?
No
Okay.
tree announcement?
What?
Letting us
No,
down.
but we did.
I
meet
just need to tell you,
recently.
Bruce, Alderperson Bailey, I'm extremely disappointed that there isn't a tree
Yes,
report.
he's going to give one.
There wasn't the one the last
We
month.
do have
The-
some news though from the tree commission. is
Okay, I
that, I've been in contact with the guy is actually a arborist for the We Energies and the head forester, and he is willing to join the tree commission. So
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Fantastic.
knowledge is really going to help us in the selection of trees and where to plant them.
Wow.
And
Does he live
we
in Green-
should encourage the residents to water the trees that are planted last year and the year before
Right.
during this drought we're going to have for the next 14 days.
Exactly.
We should also talk about something else that was tried this year, the No Mow May thing.
Oh, yes.
So when you have a lot of rain and you have ideal growing conditions, it's extremely difficult to do that. I mean, I think internally we tried to do it as long as we possibly could. Truthfully, it probably created more headaches from an enforcement standpoint. I maybe wouldn't recommend doing it next year.
It's
I
breaking some
haven't-
lawnmowers, I've heard.
Yes.
It's not only breaking some lawnmowers, but some people took it upon themselves not to cut their grass, and
Well, some of them still have not cut their grass.
Yes.
some of the people are using, well.
Some areas.
So there's the other issue that I want to just talk about, and been talking about in staff, where the path is going, the power line trail. So there's a transition phase now with regard from 60th to 105th Street, where the city is part of the path, putting in the path, has assumed lawn mowing duties. Our new lawnmower's coming within a week. The previous ATC contractor apparently is still cutting, but they apparently got behind. Eastward from 60th to about 35th Street, which we haven't taken over yet. That's still ATC's responsibility. We're aware that the grass is extremely tall, and we're working on getting it fixed in case someone asks. Okay.
Thank you.
We weren't not cutting it because of no mow May or anything like that. It's just the transition between responsibilities. Okay. Any citizen commentary tonight? I'm guessing not. Under J, public hearings. One is a public hearing on an ordinance to amend section 21.04.0450 of the municipal code regarding permitted uses within a planned unit development district, PUD2, and to replace all planned unit development district text.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. So the areas that are shaded in blue on the map here, just as a reminder, are the TID number 8, the PUD, Planned Unit Development District number 2. So Cobalt is requesting to modify the PUD number 2 ordinance, specifically the section that lists permitted and special uses within just this district, the PUD number 2. Cobalt's done extensive solicitation for users on the north end, the north side of the freeway, where the former DOT Park and Ride was located. And they have found that medical users are just not expanding right now. And that area is also not ideal for multifamily residential. And in today's market, post-COVID, in COVID kind of still, new office construction is just not taking place. So while there still remains, Cobalt is still looking at some sort of entertainment or recreational user on the north end. They're kind of looking at sort of a backup plan for this area, and they're proposing to amend the ordinance to allow transportation, distribution, logistics, light industry type users in this area Again, just the section north of the freeway here. There's a substantial demand for those types of users along in the metro Milwaukee area, especially along freeway corridors, which this has direct access to the freeway there. So Cobalt is proposing to add the permitted uses in this chart that are in the red there. So distribution, transportation, logistics services, warehousing, storage, fulfillment, not including self-storage services, light industry, and assembly services as permitted uses in PUD number 2. And then adding as a special use for this district, contractor services with outdoor storage. And along with this amendment, they would also add this paragraph 9 in the PUD ordinance. So distribution, transportation, logistics, light industrial, assembly, warehousing, et cetera, up to 400,000 square feet north of the I-894 interchange in the vicinity of the park and ride parcel, and not to exceed 60 feet in height. Plan Commission recommended approval of this item at the May 10th meeting, and we've not received any objection letters to date.
Is there anyone that would like to speak for or against informational purposes? Anyone that would like to speak for or against or for informational purposes?
Motion to
I
close the
see that
public
there's a
hearing.
representative from Cobalt here to answer any questions in the event that there are any. Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close public hearing.
I'll
Alderperson
second.
Kastner, second by Alderperson
Collins.
Collins, sorry.
That's
It's
all
the
right.
fogginess from the COVID. I
Don't
forgot
worry,
your name.
don't worry.
Well, I could have called you something else.
Yeah, lucky you
You
didn't.
got the right name. Okay, all in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Does council wish to take any action with regard to approving the ordinance amending that section?
Make a motion to approve the ordinance as amended.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Sarian. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins,
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey,
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner,
Aye.
Alderperson Akers,
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian,
Aye.
Okay, item J2 is a public hearing on a special use permit for Blaze Tobacco Shop LLC, a proposed business to be located at 4642 South 76th Street. This is in the old Star Wars building, submitted by Bassam Al-Rahmani. This would include approving a resolution for a special use permit and approve the site landscaping and architectural plans.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. So the applicant has purchased the building, the former Star Wars building on 76th. He plans on operating his real estate business in the upper level of the building. The downstairs level would have 3 tenant spaces, one of which he's proposing to operate Blaze Smoke Shop, which would be a tobacco and vape store in approximately 1,100 square feet of the building. The property is zoned C4, which does permit tobacco stores as a special use. The proposed hours of operation from the applicant are 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. daily, and staff is recommending that the opening time be pushed back to 8 o'clock and the closing time be 10 p.m., and this is consistent with other tobacco store locations within the city. So the resolution, as drafted, I think currently has the hours of operation as 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., so that would be voting to amend that to be 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. The owner and applicant is proposing substantial site and architectural modifications. The building is in pretty rough shape. It has been in rough shape for quite a while, so he's proposing some well-needed modifications to the building. The front parking lot along 76 would be lowered approximately 4 feet in height, so there would be substantial grading happening. There would be a new retaining wall added in between this property and the Crab du Jour property on the north. This would result in having to construct a raised walkway at the entrances, so that would be approximately 4 feet up from where the parking lot location would be. Architecturally, he's proposing to remove the soffits, which are already falling down, and installing, infilling that middle section of the front elevation with brown horizontal Nichia fiber cement architectural panels. It's also proposing adding an aluminum awning above the entrances, painting the 76 side, the brick and the tile a dark gray, and repainting the remaining elevations, the garage and the dumpster enclosure a lighter gray color. He would also be installing an ADA compliant ramp along the south driveway area. So this would allow ADA users, access to the elevation because it would be raised. And he's also proposing replacing the rear deck in kind, so that would just be a one-for-one replacement on the back elevation. So this is an architectural rendering of the proposed modifications. You can see the fiber cement in the center there, the dark gray on the front elevation. The landscape island that's shown there has been removed per Plan Commission's recommendation. It would just be difficult to take care of snow and ice issues with a tiny little landscape bed right along the front. So that's been removed in the updated plans. So the proposed site plan, again, shows retaining wall on the north, the ADA ramp adjacent to the driveway on the south. There would be 3 parking spaces in the front of the building. The majority of the parking would be in the back. So if there were multiple tenants or multiple users going there, there isn't a whole lot of room in the front. One of those spaces is ADA compliant, but there are parking spaces in the back. The retail uses require 11 off-street parking spaces, and the office tenant upstairs requires 8 for a total of, it should be 19. There are 18 spaces provided on site. So this is the demolition plan showing the soffits being removed, and then the updated 76th Street facade. The back elevation's largely the same. They're just adding a structural lintel beam above that overhead door, and then the south elevation is largely remains the same, just with the addition of the ADA ramp. There's some site issues on site that will be taken care of with the modifications. Currently, the sump pump drains across the driveway and empties onto a neighboring property. This is proposed to be tied into the storm sewer, so it'll no longer discharge on the site. The Plan Commission recommended approval at the May 10th meeting, and no letters of objection have been received to date.
Thank you.
Okay.
Dramatic improvement is, I see the applicant is here. Anyone like to speak for or against or informational purposes concerning this item? Anyone like to speak for or against or informational purposes concerning this item? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close public hearing.
By Alderperson
I'll
Kastner, second by Alderperson Collins. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll make a motion that we,
Approve the resolution and
yes,
the
with
site
staff.
landscape and architectural plans.
yes, with the staff recommendations too, with the changing of the time and, like you said, with the site and.
Motion by Alderperson
architect.
Collins. Is there a second?
I will second with
Second
the
by Alderperson
understanding that they're
Kastner.
doing substantial improvements to the building to help justify the use.
Absolutely.
Substantial.
Substantial.
It's been
So-
Yeah.
on for, yeah, in that.
So this is the gentleman
area
back there that purchased the building. I think you live in Franklin? Yeah, Oak Creek.
Okay.
Don't confuse those two.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So I met with you on site. It's clear that he has great intentions for the building.
Great.
He promised that he would do it right, and it looks like he's on his way to do that. So the only thing that I would recommend is that a bollard or two be placed near that ramp.
A what?
A bollard it's like a steel pipe, basically, to protect the,
Car from hitting it.
if you can get it in there, because, right?
Did the oversized planter fit on the front of it?
They have proposed adding multiple planters up along the walkway that would be about 1 feet in width, so that would still leave enough room for somebody in a wheelchair or with a walker to be able to get through.
Perfect, thank you
Okay,
for
very good.
following through on that.
Motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey? Aye. Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Zarian?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Moving along to item K1A, little I. I was informed by Darren regarding the Board of Health that there will be someone coming to that, but the person's name isn't available yet.
Okay.
Moving along to the library board, which is,
You want to do 2 under K?
Which one? Say which one?
And approve an outdoor special event for the Salvation Army.
Oh, we did forget that.
Where?
Where?
Where? That's
No, I haven't
later.
forgotten that yet.
Comes later.
That's next.
Later.
Dude, are you paying attention?
It's right here on the.
It's not. I'm not done with the appointments yet. Smiling.
That was a
That was
hint,
a
hint.
joke. I'm just like-
Mike.
Board
Faster.
of Health appointments,
Yeah, and there isn't one.
under
A 3,
It's later.
page.
Okay, I was looking for this one, not this one, this one.
Oh, yeah, and then hers is,
Yeah, that's the one I was looking for, so. Okay, so,
oh, hers is under new business. So hers is after.
okay, so under item K1A, 3 little I, 3 members of the Board of Health for a term to expire 6/1/24. I'd reappoint Leon Sarian and Richard Detman to that position.
third one is pending.
And the third one will be forthcoming in the future. Mr. Owen is no longer on the board. Entertain a motion to confirm that appointment
I'll make a motion to
by
confirm.
Akers, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Collins, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, motion carries. Oh, there's the library word. Okay, item 2, approve outdoor special event application for the Salvation Army outdoor worship service event to be located at 2900 West Cold Spring every Sunday from June 26th to September 4th. Waive all application fees. Entertain a motion to approve
Motion to approve.
by
I'll
Alderperson
second.
Kastner, second by Collins, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed,
Can
motion.
I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
Is this the one that we approved a few of them, and if there was any problems, we wanted them to come back for this? Is that the same one? I'm assuming there was no problems.
I don't think there was any problem. I
don't
think this
it
is the
was
one,
something-
yeah,
It was even one of them.
No, I thought that there was one
We
that.
did.
Yeah, you're
We,
not,
we wanted just,
and they must have done it already.
See how
through-
it worked
They
for
did it through
couple-
May, right?
Yeah.
approve it.
Yes, you're
Okay.
right, Alderperson Akers.
all right.
Okay,
All right,
did we
sorry
vote
for
on
stopping the voting, so.
Good.
We
Good
have
to
to
mention.
that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Of course, the Salvation Army has been very good to work with in the event that there are problems. They're easily approachable to remedy anything. They want to be a good neighbor, not.
I didn't expect there to be problems, but I just,
Okay. Good. Item L, new business appointments to various committees. 1A, little I, 2 members to the Public Library Board for a term expired July 1st, 2025. I'd appoint Brittany Hazer of Red Oaks Court in Greenfield and Melissa Mendoza of South 60th Street of Greenfield for the term to expire 7/1 of 25.
I move to confirm.
Motion to confirm by Alderperson Sarian. Is there a second? Second by Alderperson Akers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item L2, claim received from Jashima Wallace.
This claim was referred to the city attorney.
Okay. L3, a claim received from Penny Howland.
This claim was referred to the city attorney as well.
And we discussed this claim and we're going to we should formally.
There is a-
I'd entertain a motion to formally deny it.
It is in the packet, I believe, too.
Number 3.
Yeah. So I'd entertain a motion to formally deny it
Motion to deny.
by Alderperson Kastner, second.
It's very nice
Second by
fingernails, by the way.
Alderperson Akers.
Akers.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Minutes should reflect that it wasn't our police car that hit her vehicle, it was another law enforcement agency, and the faster we deny it, the quicker it can get over to the appropriate party so that her car can hopefully be,
Is it even our car?
no, it was
it wasn't even our
not.
car,
Sheriff's Department.
it was the
vehicle.
sheriff's department
Happened
car.
in our city.
Yeah.
So she made a claim with the city of Milwaukee, they denied it, took a long time, now she's making a claim with us, because it was in the city of Greenfield that it happened, it wasn't us, it was a sheriff's department car that hit her.
Oh,
So the faster we can get this moving along, the better,
Right.
easier to beat
Sounds-
potentially for her.
I don't even know if they're.
Although it's still subject to their approval, disapproval, right? Items L4 through 9. Are these all Board of Public Works, including 9, or is it just 8?
Just the first two are Board of Public Works.
Okay, items 4 and 5 are from the Board of Public Works. And entertain a motion to approve item 4
I'll
and 5.
make a motion to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Alderperson Collins, second by Akers.
Under discussion,
Yes.
when I look at these agreements, I kind of think back of my summer job when I was young, and I was always told, go over there and move that pile of manure, and everyone else got to go get the flowers. That's kind of the way these agreements seem. The county is charging us 50% of something we don't know what they're gonna charge us for in the future. That scares me. And they're probably tacking on engineering costs too, at no fixed rate.
The operation costs are electric and bulb replacement, things like that.
Well, that I got, but then the maintenance and replacement and work that needs to be done. So now if it gets knocked down, they can create a number and we have to pay half.
It would be the actual cost, half the actual cost.
But no engineering cost involved? No
For knockdowns, there is no engineering cost. It's usually just a replacement by,
management costs?
whether or not they charge us overhead, I'd have to look in that agreement.
So the problem is that when these first started way back then, it was basically, it wasn't the cost to operate as much as it was to maintain it, right? So now they've shifted to operating and maintaining.
Yeah.
And
Operation
the
and
county
maintenance.
typically starts inserting its overhead. So you'll get like a finance department charge and you'll get a HR charge. They'll whittle it down to the nth degree. That's the danger with these agreements.
Yeah.
In the event that any of them, I would encourage staff, in the event that any of the revenue requests or expenditure requests comes from the county that seems unreasonable and starts including some of the obnoxious costs that they tend to attach to everything else, that we be notified immediately.
Sure, we'll do that.
Thank you, Mike.
That's, so just so you know, I talk about that stuff with them all the time too.
Okay.
But we have a pretty good relationship now with the county.
Yeah, currently.
But
This is gonna last longer than 10
county's
years.
financial situation is really screwed up, right?
Yeah.
So they're constantly looking for ways to, okay. Did we vote on those?
No.
Nope.
Could you call?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Item 6 is adopt a resolution verifying review and authorizing submittal to the DNR, the 2021 Compliance Maintenance Annual Report, known as the CMAR report,
Sanitary sewer.
sanitary sewer. It's an unfunded mandate from the DNR that we have to do every year, so.
Basically tells them that shows them that we're operating the sanitary sewer according to the state laws.
Motion for approval.
I will second.
Motion by Alderperson Kastner, second by Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Item 7, could you just explain this one a little bit, Jeff, too? Adopt a resolution extending certain City of Greenfield municipal purpose easement rights to the City of Milwaukee Water Works.
So when 43rd Street got abandoned, there were utilities in there, including Milwaukee Water Works, our sanitary sewer. We have a municipal purpose easement over the old 43rd Street, so we have rights to maintain our system there. Well, Milwaukee Water, they wanted to be specifically named as one of the utilities that has rights in the old 43rd Street. So they wouldn't just accept something as vague as municipal easement. They wanted to say specifically including them.
Thank you.
Motion for approval.
And I will second.
Okay, by
Great idea.
Kastner, second by Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Item 8 is approve an agreement with the DOT for the grant to design and construct the second phase of the Power Line Trail. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
This is from roughly 35th Street to 60th, right? So, okay,
Yes.
motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
Item 9, approve an agreement with STC5 LLC for the existing cell tower on the city's turf skateboard property. Entertain a motion to approve, and then we can discuss it a little bit.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Collins, their second.
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Just quickly under discussion, when we purchased the 2-acre turf skateboard triangle from the DOT for $1 back then, it was, on it, there were 2 pieces of leased equipment. One was a billboard sign and the other was a cell tower. Both of them were subject to leases expiring. This lease actually expired about a year ago.
But then it went into an automatic month to month.
It went into an automatic month-to-month because we didn't follow it as closely as we probably should have, just saying. That wasn't really our fault. They snuck in a payment, which automatically renewed it, and we didn't catch it in time. So the city hired counsel, which is being paid for by the cell tower company, to negotiate a better lease. Do you want to just tell them generally what the terms of the lease
So
are?
in general, so currently we're getting $8,000 a year. We've negotiated $48,000 a year, so just about 6 times. And then, so over 25 years, because there's a 20% escalator per 5-year term, over 25 years, we will receive $1.815 million.
Which was really well done.
And then if there are any additional antennas added, which could very well happen, there could be a new carrier, then each additional carrier, we would get another $6,000 per antenna, subject to the same 20%. And like the mayor said, we put in a signing bonus in order to pay for all our legal fees, so we didn't pay any legal fees.
So part of,
What
And that,
city account is this money going into?
it had been going, it's supposed to be going into the turf account.
Yes.
The revenue streams from the billboard, which is about $500, so
And
one.
who is the turf account that is
It's a-
managed by this
it-
body?
It's a turf project account, which was in the budget.
yeah.
Okay,
So if you look in the budget, you'll see a turf line.
So it's basically a capital account that was approved.
It's
in
a
the budget.
capital account to create the park. So when we came up with this idea of creating a skateboard park, the goal was to try to find as much external revenue, right?
Right.
To pay for the park itself. Another part of the deal with the state, so the property, the 2 acres of property adjacent to the freeway that contained a cell tower and a billboard, which were revenue streams that the city obtained for $1. There were certain restrictions from the DOT because the property itself, even without the 2 revenue-creating leases that were set to be renegotiated, the land is probably worth $300,000 to $400,000 an acre, right? And we got it for $1, and we got 2 revenue streams. And the reason the DOT was sort of okay for $1 and the revenue streams was because they understood that the resources would be directed towards the creation of a park. There is a restriction on that triangle
Right.
for a park.
that is in the agreement,
That is in the agreement.
the restriction that this needs to be the park.
That needs to be a park.
And it's in the agreement that this money goes directly to that park? The
There's,
$8,000
well,
of the newly
so I do
negotiated-
not believe that it's directly in the agreement that the revenue would go directly to the park, but it was pretty clear, and hopefully Jeff can back me up on this, I think Christie probably could too, because she was in those meetings, that the revenue streams that flowed from that piece of property would go towards the park and would not go to offset the city's general revenue. It would not go into the general
And,
fund.
and I think it's part of it is because the reason, so they paid over, for a little bit larger parcel, when they built the freeway off ramp there, they paid between $1 and $2 million for that parcel that they gave us for $1.
Wow.
And I think they're you know, the state encourages recreation, you know, they have all their park system. And I think they did this in order to encourage recreation. They would only do it to a governmental unit like Greenfield. They would never have given it to anyone else for $1 because they know that we would use it for the public good and for recreational use.
While I can't get into how those negotiations went when the rooms on Barstow at the DOT were full of people, I can tell you that they were at times extremely heated. that the city expressed great disappointment that this piece of property, essentially the entire stadium interchange, had not been able to be redeveloped for 15 years. And that they sort of owed us. So-
I guess as long as we're going with understanding, there's my understanding that Tony Hawk was going to be a financial supporter for that park. I have yet to see that as well.
Well, so the Tony Hawk Foundation has been involved in this, and Jeff can talk at great length about the skateboarders throughout the country that are excited about the park. The problem with the park is, like with everything, a park that was about $2 million suddenly became about $4 million. And I don't have $4 million right now. I don't have $2 million, but I can leverage income streams from cell towers and billboards potentially, and developers and grants. The Tony Hawk Foundation has indicated that once plans are created and once they're going to go ahead, that there will be grant funding from them. Will it be $1 million? No, it won't be $1 million. I don't know what it'll be. But I can tell you, as someone who sat through an interview for a movie that's supposed to go on the Discovery Channel or History Channel, about the history of the turf and how it's coming back and how it's modern architecture and all that other stuff, that there's a significant amount of worldwide interest in the recreation of that skateboard park.
Who is going to have control of the park?
City of Greenfield.
Okay.
So we're also, I mean, and this is all preliminary, and I hate to talk about preliminary stuff because things change constantly.
We're
but
talking about funding something that we
well,
should
we're
know
talking
what
about
we're funding.
we're talking about revenue streams. You know, while the world's economy is kind of, if I could use the F word, I would say it's really kind of effed up right now. But the goal of it is that we've talked about potential operators of the turf, similar to what the county does with some of its concession stands and those, where you enter into an agreement with someone to maybe operate a pro shop and to operate the skateboard park, and there's revenue streams that flow, right? We haven't figured all that stuff out yet, but we have talked to folks that have expressed an interest in operating the facility. That would all be subject probably to an RFP or something at that point. It's all a little bit premature because we need to figure out how much money we have, right? Because whatever we do is based on how much money we have. And this was one of the steps to trying to get to fill in those revenues that are required to put the thing together. Does that make sense?
Appreciate my concern.
I totally appreciate your concern.
I
The
mean, I
one
don't
thing
wanna
that I
be-
want to just be clear about is that the DOT was not going to give us a revenue stream that was going to be used to supplement our general fund. That it had to go for the purpose. They understood, I think, after some very loud discussions and some other discussions that
We just should be thankful they didn't actually put it in the agreement.
they didn't actually put it in the agreement, and they didn't, and we didn't put in the agreement that it's going to be a skateboard park, right? Because it may not be a skateboard park. We may never be able to get the money. But if we don't try to get the money, we don't try to create these revenue streams, the reality is, though, it has to be a park. And it has to be a park that's open to the public. It can't just be one of those, well, that's a field and there's a park, right? So the goal is to make it the best skateboard park in the Midwest. And I think if you saw the plans that Jeff has created with the help of Grindline, which is from Washington State, right? They're the premier skateboard people around. And if you talk to Jeff, I encourage all of you to go and sit in Jeff's office for as long as you possibly want. Because I think he could explain things in incredible,
smiling
no,
at that.
Bring coffee then.
in incredible detail about what we could accomplish there, and how we're, you know, it's like you keep backfilling. You dig, you backfill, you keep building, right? So this is one of the important parts to build, and so.
If it didn't go into this special account, it could go into the general account that we use for,
No, it can't.
I probably
no,
should.
not the general account, but the account that we get money from the sign out in front of the city hall.
So it could go potentially into the quality of life fund,
Quality of life one, that's what I'm thinking of.
so it could potentially go there.
I was just worried it wasn't going into a city account. That was my worry.
No, it's definitely going into a city account. The goal would be to create a turf account, just like we do at the AMP, right?
Yeah.
We want to, so the special revenues that flow in to the AMP, like tonight, if there's beer sales there, those beer sale dollars will stay in the AMP, which will help
No one's
AMP.
buying beer tonight. I mean, it's so cold out there.
Whatever.
They
So-
they sell hot chocolate
But that's
too.
that's the same thing we want to do with the turf. So, okay, all right. So I'd enter the motion
Thank
to
you for
obtain-
clarifying. It really wasn't
Did
all
we-
that clear.
Motion by.
Motion was made and seconded. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Item 10 is an agreement with Clem Floats. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to
By
approve.
Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Akers. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner. Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Motion carries. Items 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 were from the Planning Commission. Entertain a motion to approve
What
all of
about
those items.
11?
Which really doesn't need to
Fire
be
chief.
taken up, but
Oh, sorry, 11, discussion decision to approve memorandum of understanding with interim assistant fire chief. Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
By Alderperson
I'll
Akers,
second.
Second by Alderperson Collins. Would you please call?
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Okay, items 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 are from the Planning Commission. Entertain a motion to
I-
approve those items.
Can I make a motion to approve 12, 14, 15, and 16?
12, 14, 15, and 16 by Alderperson Kastner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderperson Akers. Would you please call? I'm sorry, because there's a special use in there.
Alderperson Collins.
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey.
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner.
Aye.
Alderperson Akers.
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian.
Aye.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve item 13.
motion to approve
I'll
item
second.
13, which is Tesla chargers at Meyer.
Second.
By Kastner, second by Akers.
Under discussion, I'm tried to get an answer on this, and I can't figure if there is an answer. But the $400,000 of improvement there, whether or not it is a taxable item or not. I notice other communities have considered as business personal property, and others have considered it part of the building. Obviously, part of the building would be an advantage to us because it'd be taxable. In other words, if someone put a rec room in their basement, they took out a permit, then they put 50 grand in it, their house would be taxed on that 50 grand. It looks like if we consider it a business personal property, it might be exempt from any taxation. They're already exempt from any road tax or gas tax the way it is, which seems highly unfair, and I think this is gonna be something that's gonna be constantly changing in the near future. So I don't
know
know
the
what
answer
we
to that,
can do,
Brian?
or just keep an eye on it.
Can you find out, because I don't know if it's considered a fixture, if it's considered personal property, or if it's considered,
Yeah, I don't really know, and quite honestly, the answer is if it's exempt because it's one of the exempt classes of personal property,
you find out if
which
it
it
is?
might be, there's an energy systems exemption under the code. I don't know whether this would fall there, so you're not going to get any revenue there. If it's part of the building, even though it's $400,000 worth of work, the question is, what does that do to the value of the building? My guess is that much. So you're probably not going to see much tax either.
can you find out whether?
We can find out.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is gonna change, and there's other communities that have sales tax too,
Yeah, no,
not ours, but
there aren't
in
any,
the state, in the United States, there is.
not in the state of Wisconsin.
No.
Only
Other
county-
communities, they say, within the states other than Wisconsin.
Right. It would be nice if we had
It
sales
would
tax.
be, obviously, we're not gonna be able to vote and change that here tonight or ever, but it'd be nice to,
Based on what the legislature's done over the last 20 years that I've been around, they're never going to change that. Doesn't matter if they're Democrats or Republicans.
I know.
Okay, motion was made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Items 17 and 18 are applications for licenses. I'd entertain a motion to approve those items.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Alderperson Collins, is there a second?
Second, are those subject to all?
Second by Akers, subject to all of the compliance issues and everything else that they need to do.
Thank you,
All
Pam.
in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 19 and 20 is to approve an application for a Class B fermented malt beverage and liquor license for Area 414, located 5110 West Loomis. And 20 is with regard to the entertainment license, also for that property.
Is that the,
Carl's.
okay, Carl's, okay.
Carl's Catering?
That's.
Is that you
I don't-
guys? Are you guys Carl's Catering? No?
No, they're the bar.
They have the best fish fries, FYI.
That's a good name, too.
I'd entertain a motion to approve those two items.
I'll make a motion to
By
approve.
Collins, is there a second? Second by Akers. Whose district is that?
I think it's mine.
Is it?
Is it?
Yep,
I always get that confused.
Oh,
yeah.
you guys have weird lines down there.
All right.
Well,
God, yeah.
All in
It
favor?
angles up, it's, you know, it's either Shirley's or mine, but I'm pretty sure it's
Not
angling up
Shirley's.
to my side.
Okay. Yeah.
Not yours.
It was one of your
Do you stop at limit, or used to? I don't know.
They are doing remodeling on the inside and the eventual.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Sorry for pushing you there. Okay, 20 and 20, or 21 and 22 are more licenses, and entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
By Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Kastner, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Item 23 is the 4th of July licenses and stuff, waiving applicable license and permit fees. Entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
By Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Akers, all in favor?
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, motion carries. 24, this is for Armenian Fest on July 21st. Entertain a motion to approve.
For approval.
By Sarian, second by
Akers.
Akers, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Items 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34 were all part of the Finance Committee.
Right.
I move for approval.
By Alderperson Sarian, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Collins. The biggest thing in there probably is the auditor report
Yes.
from Baker Tilly, which gave us some pretty good grades. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Sarah Riley here? Okay, item 35 is the council go into closed session pursuant to 1985, parent
30.
1, B, and F, huh?
30.
Yeah, we did that. That was just approving
Yeah.
those.
We
In the
just
block,
approved
didn't
it.
we do that in a whole big block?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did it on the block.
all the way through 34, so.
All the way to 34, I did it. Yeah, I'm not even sure why that's on there. That shouldn't necessarily be on the
I
agenda.
don't know why we
Thank you.
object
I
to that. It's
was-
a committee.
But you,
thing.
you have now confirmed that vital election at the Finance Committee.
We did it.
Didn't tell us who it was, but we're assuming it's,
Well, it's a secret. You'll have to go and
Yeah,
find
no.
out. Okay.
Yeah, we did it.
So
at,
we're going to, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Looking at 30, it's,
Kept it the same.
Yeah,
So literally, it's the same as it was
they took the items off the agenda.
last 3 years.
Right.
Yeah,
Alderperson Sarian and Bailey.
yeah.
okay.
I just want to clarify that.
Yep. Now it's been confirmed by the entire council, and it can't be changed except by majority of the council.
I think that feedback isn't going over our
Potentially.
recording.
Brian, right? Okay. So this is closed session
Stop now.
1985, 1B and F, considering licensure, social or personal history
Closed
for
session.
medical information for purpose of issuing a 2022, 2023 combination beer license for Riley Plackey under B, and then with regard to the Class B fermented malt beverage and liquor license for Twins Inn. Entertain a motion to go into closed session.
Motion to go into closed
by
session.
Kastner. Is there a second by Akers? Would you please call that?
Alderperson Collins?
Aye.
Alderperson Bailey?
Aye.
Alderperson Kastner?
Aye.
Alderperson Akers?
Aye.
Alderperson Sarian?
Aye.
There's no one here from Twins Inn this evening?
They are.
Your Twins Inn too?
They're
Same?
basically the same place.
Oh, all right. You want him in here now, or do you want him to come back in, or what do you want to do? Okay. I guess he can stay, if everybody can turn off their green
Yep.